everyone. Welcome to our very special program today. I'm Vivian. I'll be hosting this battle. It's going to be the battle of the best FPS in VR, which, spoiler alert, is Onward. So, anyway, we do have special guests with us, and let me introduce everyone who will be representing the different games for today. And we do have a judge with us, Nava, and I'll bring her on in a second here. You can hear her though. All right, so we have with us Cami, who will be representing Pavlov. I'm being as exciting as I can with that. Pavlov. Yeah, with Pavlov, okay.
I don't expect much from someone who plays with an iPad.
Oh, wow. Did you hear that beep? All right. And we have Callie with us from Hyperdash. And she plays in Dash League, so she'll be talking about her favorite game. And this is a little bit of a cheat, but really, really awesome. We have Future Virgo from Vale. And I say a cheat because she's actually a part of the team. So she has a lot of, insights, and we can only trash it so much because she's in it, and, so... So those are the 4 FPSs. Sorry, contractors. Get somebody on your game, and we can add you into the next one. So the fun thing about this episode is that I think Future Virgo, you were like, I didn't even know that there are all these other people in the FPS world, and Callie was like, what is that game? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I may have just Googled FPS.
She may have just Googled.
It's definitely not frames per second.
Yeah. But we're going to show you some clips of the games that we like. We're going to hopefully convince you to come to our side. Now, we do want to shout out to those who actually play all the games because you can. There are leagues that are hosting these different games, and we all are... a part of it in some way, and I still think we're all Colettos here, so let's be nice. I'm going to introduce Nava here, though. So hi, Nava.
Hi, how are you?
She's super pro because you could see her.
She's our bottom fragger today.
Her jersey. So
What'd she say?
Nava is here because she's hilarious. And because she doesn't compete in any of the games, she tried maybe some of them, and she appreciates that we exist, and she supports us.
She hasn't tried Hyperdash.
Yeah, she oh, there you go. So we figured she would be the best judge, because she's coming in as neutral as she could possibly be. She loves us all equally, even those that she just met 5 minutes ago. So... I think she's a good judge, and all of you in the audience, you too could also, throw in your opinions in there as well, as we definitely love to hear people's opinions. That's what it's all about. So, so first up, let's talk about the actual games. So I'll have Callie talk first. If you want to go ahead and kind of just talk us through Hyperdash and what it is, and I'll show a video of it.
Sure. So it's an FPS, and it basically is robots shooting robots, and you have a couple different game types. And so I think this this clip is actually me bragging about the community, because the French guy, or one of the international teams, made a song, and they sing really well.
Aww.
And so I don't know if this is the right clip. I'm hoping it is, because I can't hear it. But they made an a cappella song, and it's awesome. And I love playing with those guys, and so I really wanted to highlight that. I can share the clip. I hope you can find it at some point. But yeah, we can. That's that little snippet. So basically, this is one of the different maps that is on Hyperdash. There's a payload type map and a domination type map. And there's also a deathmatch. So basically, one of them, you try to hit all the buttons and have them all your color for a certain amount of time. Payload, you try to push the payload as far as you can. The other team tries to match or beat your time. And the final one is deathmatch. shoot everybody. They now introduced Team Deathmatch as of, I don't think the last update, but the second to last update. And, the devs have been great. Just released a new payload map today, and played that way too many times already. But it's great, and it's relatively simple, I think. It's just a decent learning curve for getting your aim down. But other than that, understanding the game, super simple.
Well, Vivi and I actually played Hyperdash in a charity tournament. It was sort of like a pro-am thing where they put noobs like us in with seasoned players.
Speak
and
for
it
yourself. Yeah.
That was the ladies tournament, wasn't it?
That was the Coletto's charity
tournament.
tournament.
I was in that. That was fun.
That was super fun. But I would say that the hardest part, I mean, I'm coming from an FPS and so is Vivian, but it's just such a fast-paced game, and the movement on that is insane, but it's also so much fun. I love the escort. I'm supposed to be defending my own game, but I'm just hyping up yours instead. But
I mean, it's hard to argue with how fun Hyperdash is.
I love the escort thing though, because I play Overwatch sometimes as well, and that's sort of like a game.
What's the escort thing?
It's the payload.
Okay, payload. Okay, because escort.
She's escorting the payload as it goes along.
Okay.
And not those kinds of escorts. But
yeah.
No, that's a mode.
Let's clarify.
So I just want to make sure.
We're not I mean, Hyperdash is an interesting community, but no, and that is one of the things I really like about Hyperdash. It's very fast paced. But I will say certain maps are much more so than the others, and payload is something that you can kind of take at your own pace. You don't have to constantly be going at that cart. You can kind of set up where you need to, take a specific role and try and cover something. And so it can be a little bit slower paced if you want it. I try to go for most deaths. I'm usually dying the most, and I like the fast pace. I can't really go slow in any map in Hyperdash, but that's what I love about it.
So is it okay to die quick?
It's very okay to die.
Yeah, because you can, which is the nice part, right?
Yeah, it basically, you will respawn. It can be a detriment whenever you're dead because it takes about 5 seconds for you to respawn. And while you're respawning, your opponent could be pushing the cart, or they could be pushing the buttons for domination map. But so the domination map is the one where you push the buttons in the different bases. And you have to have all of them your color for 3 seconds, 5 seconds. I feel like I should know that. But if you die, it's okay because you just spawn right back.
Do you have a different outfit on, or is it the same?
So there's red and blue. You did see blue. There's red versus blue. Actually, devs today just introduced new skins. So it's brand new. It's kind of funky looking, and it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to.
I'll show some footage of it while you.
Skills. When did he?
Yeah, so this is a payload map. This is basically the blue team is trying to push the cart as far as they can, and the red team here is trying to stop them. And the other cool thing about Hyperdash that I like is the variety of weapons. So this guy here is ridiculously good with these rockets. You spawn with regular pistols, but you can actually guide rockets. So you can fire them, and then you can direct them after you fire them. So he's going around barriers and obstacles and making it nigh impossible for these guys to get on cart and try and push it. And this is a fantastic clip because he's definitely one of the best with these rockets, and he's stopping them from any movement. And you can see rocket terrorists.
I thought that was such a cool mechanic that they implemented, is that rocket mechanic where you fire the rocket and then you move your controller to guide the rocket as it's flying through the air. It's just a nice, it's nice when people use things that you can do in VR that you can't do in traditional games.
It's like a control thing too. I like that. It's like you're in control of where it goes. That's for control.
It's not easy though. I mean, he made that look easy, but it's definitely not easy, and it takes a lot of practice. But if you can get good with it, it's such an important role for payload maps, and every team wants to have at least one Rocketeer. I mean, if you look at some of the higher level teams like D and Arc, the majority of those guys are all very well versed with rockets, and any one of them can pick them up and be incredibly deadly.
So,
but that's the other thing. There's many different weapons. There's, I don't know, like 7 maybe, and it's all different skills and it's all different ways to play. So if you're looking for something a bit slower, pick up rockets, go hang in the back and see how many people you can hit with them. Something faster, they've got staple guns that shoot, I think, 8 bullets super quickly, quick reload, and you're just bouncing around trying to hit as many people.
I'm pausing the screen a little bit here so that I just want to point it out that it's a lot of fun to play, but it was hard for me to follow when I'm watching casts because it's so fast. I mean, it's called Hyperdash, so fair warning.
Yeah.
but it is like, you know, like you look how fast everyone goes, and then you die, and then you respawn. So, which I liked because I didn't feel so bad about it. But also, I do really like Hyperdash, even though I'm here to take you down. Philosophically,
no. I like it. I just don't love it.
No. I really like it. It's that what I like about it is that you can play on the Quest, and it's the same if you play on PC or the Quest. Like, there's no like other advantage. It's smooth. You know, the graphics are great, and it wasn't really jittery or anything. And I was surprised that I didn't get as like motion sickness. Yeah, that I thought I would.
Yeah, fun fact. So whenever a bunch of us started playing this, it was not released on the Oculus store yet, and we were playing it in alpha. I randomly got the Quest at some point, and I have no idea still how I found this because I'm not big into video games. And I found Hyperdash, and I tried it, and I hated it. I got sick. I got stupid motion sickness, and I don't get motion sickness for basically anything. So I put it down, didn't touch it again for another month or so. Picked it up again, realized there was a multiplayer function. So that was basically on me for not realizing how awesome the game was. Tried it again, hopped in with some people, got a tiny bit motion sick, but loved the people. The first one I hopped in with, I still enjoy playing with him. Irish accent. I think he was singing something stupid at the time. We started singing Rocket Man together. I was sold.
That song go?
Yeah, it was great. And so after that, I think the third time motion sickness was gone, and I'm super happy I picked it up again and tried it out again. And you know, I was saying before we started this, the community really is what made me stay around. And the people I started playing with, I joined a team with them. I got introduced to the league, got introduced to clans, which I thought were specifically a Hyperdash thing, and my friend kind of laughed at me for that. But the community is just awesome, and I've made some really good friends that I expect to have for life through a video game. Never thought that would happen.
Oh,
that's great.
That's so
Love that.
cute. Okay, this is too cute. Stop. So
I know you can't argue with Hyperdash now, right?
No,
I win.
we'll get there. We just want to introduce the game here because some people, Nava hasn't heard of it, but she will. All right, let's talk about Veil because people have heard about Onward and Pavlov. It's been around for a long time. Hyperdash came in the scene not too long ago, but they've been around enough for people to get good and destroy you, supposedly. But Veil is new and still alpha, beta, not totally out yet, right?
Pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
All right. That's how I like my men. Okay, so let's turn it over to Future Virgo. I'm going to play the trailer so people can kind of see it as you kind of explain the game or whatever else you want to enlighten us with. But this one, because we haven't all played this one, so feel free to school us on how an FPS should be done.
Sure. Yeah, so is the sound playing right now or it's not?
Yeah, for everyone else. Mm-hmm.
Oh, for everyone else. Okay, cool. Then I won't talk too much, but
No, there's no talking right now. It's just okay. You want everyone to experience it. I get it.
They like posting somebody up on this corner.
yeah.
Branding 101.
Alright, I don't see anybody here. Oh, around the corner. Nice.
I see the green in there. Very nice.
Yeah, I like the colors.
Drew, I don't see anybody yet. I'm looking.
Alright, I'm going.
Yeah, nobody here.
Wait, what?
Post up. Somebody down long?
I got it.
Nice, he's down.
Wait, what color sequence do I go in?
Yellow to pink.
Whoa, that's
What are those?
whoa, that's
What
cool.
just happened?
She's gonna tell us. I
Tell
think.
you about it.
Well, I like the
I'm
colors.
excited.
right? It feels like arcane vibe, like, you know, just very meticulous with the style.
There's one on short.
I'd love to know who the designer was.
Oh.
Oh.
You gotta wait for them to try to. Easy. Right? If they were smart, they would try to pin you down and then defuse at the same time.
It looks smooth.
Nice. Holy cow, you killed it.
Wow.
Yeah, so Vale.
That is
That-
really cool looking.
Yeah, so should I just introduce myself a bit first? and
Yeah,
then
go
talk
ahead.
about it?
Yeah, let's.
Cool. So I'm Future Virgo. I'm the Chief Creative Officer at Vale. So I'm working directly on the whole visual aesthetic and art direction of the game. And what you just saw was our gameplay trailer, which basically shows our S&D game mode, which we call Artifact. So instead of having a bomb, you're actually going in as either colonist or Rhea. Colonists are the attackers, which are going to scan these artifacts. And basically, colonists are like this group that live in like low Earth or orbit, and they fly down. And the Rayabs are living back on Earth, and they're there defending the artifacts. So basically, the whole match is them fighting to either defend or steal the artifact.
It's this,
But-
right?
Yeah. So there's a little puzzle there that you do. So it's just a little different than like the typical S&D,
Yellow.
but still the same sort of gameplay where you have
There's one on short.
5 on a team against another 5, and yeah,
So 5v5, the colonist, and what's who?
Rayab,
Ra-
colonist and Rayab.
Rayab.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm actually in our community. We kind of it's very divided. People either choose one or the other, and I'm Rayab. I just have to put that out there.
So which one is attacking?
The colonists.
Okay, and how long are the rounds?
The rounds, they are about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So it's pretty fast paced. It's pretty tactical. All the guns you actually like for reloading, you have to actually cock the gun and all that. So it's very like, it's takes some skill to get used to, but it's
Annie,
a lot
where
of
you
fun.
at?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. Did you choose the color of the gun, pistols, and the whole vibe from the emoji gun? Because it fits
I mean,
perfectly.
that's a nice coincidence, I would say, because I am obsessed with green currently, so I've been bringing a lot of green into the design lately.
Yeah, me too. Just side note, I do like the color and the aesthetic. Is it going to change any of the colors, or is this pretty how you like? Kind of talk to us about
Yeah,
the
sure.
figures.
So far, we started off like a really small team, so basically all the level design actually fell on me early on, and so the whole aesthetic was like minimal sci-fi and everything was kind of muted. But now we're building out more maps and trying to create, you know, basically open spaces that are like beautiful, and you know, there's definitely going to be a lot more color. It started off very, very drab, but we're taking it further, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of evolution there on the look and feel.
Oh yeah,
We're definitely gonna see
actually.
it on Netflix, right? This looks
Yeah,
like
Netflix
arcade.
series.
What? It's a hockey game. What?
Yeah, so this is Vale's social. I'll let the trailer play because it's cute. Yeah, so basically Vale Social, as much as we're super obsessed with competitive and all of that, and that's like the core like thing that we're developing, but we found that so many people like when they play these games, you know, you're playing with your friends, you're meeting people, and it's such a great space to like hang out, and it's I don't know, it's just VR is just it's amazing. Like I mean, I've met so many great friends in games over the years, but even just in VR, like the level of connection, it just feels deeper sometimes just because you're present with them in the space. So we found that like people just like hanging out in VR. So we started building out just casually like more social type experiences to accommodate everything else. So basically, like, like when you're in a lobby, like queuing up to play a match, instead of just a traditional like voice chat lobby, we have a home, which we call the Armory, which you can actually hang out with and like host servers and actually invite your friends over and hang out before the match. So in there we have just a few like mini games right now, but we're definitely going to build it out more in the future. But there's chess, there's hockey, there's drawing, and there's also a secret room that takes you to a nightclub. And
That's such a great idea because there's a lot of times where we're playing competitively and we're sort of done with maybe playing the game for the night, but we still want to hang out, and it's always let's go to VR chat or something like that. So it's it's a really good way to keep people within the game because they're already there because they want to hang out with people that they're with. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. Just like having a space that's for everyone. So.
Okay, Nava is like in love with you. I can see her. Like I had to go to this camera.
In love right
Yeah.
now. I mean, first of all, I just want to say the V and the A ups. I mean, that's brilliant because then that could just be the logo at some point. That is, I mean, just mind blown. Okay, the color with the pistol, the emoji pistol, so it's great for Discord, right? And then 3, the you set up all of it around community and your best friends reality away. When Callie was just saying she's met some of her best friends, and I know that Cammie and VR Chazin has also met some of their best friends, and I really think that this team right here needs to happen on Vale right now.
Let's do
The
it.
Colettos, right? So, okay, so look at Nava. She's I don't know who's she gonna pick. So, there's a lot of pressure.
Even bother going on.
I don't know. I feel like okay, we have these awesome people here because I haven't tried Veil, but the minute I saw it, the first person I heard it from was Thunder Pilot from Global Chem, and he's the very first esport person I met. I interviewed him on the show a couple years ago. He's a super cool guy, and he talked about Veil on Twitter and was like, "This is awesome." And I said, "Is it going to be like a good?" Onward, like, replacement, because at that time, like, the Quest had just come out and everyone was like all like going crazy over it, so we'll get to that. But he said that he loved it and he rave reviews, so I watched the cast of it and I knew the people who were a part of that community who were like going into it and really enjoying it and just speaking really highly of it. I just haven't played it. And
I can't believe it. We're gonna get all of you keys.
Sorry, I wasn't invited to the cool club or something. So, but so yeah, I'm excited to see how that pans out. But okay, we're not done yet. Let's get to, I don't know, is Pavlov. Okay, so here's a little bit of history. Okay, first of all, we're Colettos here, so we have a lot of infighting, and it's mostly about like, arguing about whose type of, guy to like is better and whose FPS choice is better and, normal stuff. And,
you want me to bring up the coincidence that you like basic bitches and you play Onward? Is that?
Wow! Shots fired, but I'm going to accept it. I have a little bit of a shield, but it's okay. I'm not totally wounded. So, Pavlov, okay, I've played Pavlov and Hyperdash, okay? It's not that I don't like Pavlov, it's that I hate it. No, I'm kidding. It's so bloody is the only thing. And I can't, I can't handle the guns very well. It feels like there's a lot more that I would have to remember, like picking up a weapon. Well, anyway, you know what? Why don't you tell us about Pavlov here?
By the way, I can't wait to hear about this because I've known Cammie for many, many years. I think, a full year, 2 years now.
3
and
years.
We did the show together at the Hive, and she always talked about Pavlov, but I've never heard anything else from anyone else about Pavlov. So finally, tell us about Pavlov.
Tell me about Pavlov.
Pavlov.
Your background.
Yeah, I know. She's a marketer,
Wow.
so You
There's
know.
just no hope for the rest of us. All right, we get Nava, bottom fragger.
Well, here, tell
Um,
us a little bit about how, like, I know this is a clip that you wanted to talk about, but tell us how the game plays. Like, what's the deal with it here?
Oh, this is a great clip because this is me shooting my friend in the back after he killed everybody on the enemy team.
Okay.
This is a great
She's
example.
telling
of my
us
skill
things
level.
about us. So.
Pavlov is essentially, and it gets labeled like this a lot because it's the easiest for traditional gamers to understand. It's CS:GO in VR. So it's your traditional S&D 5v5. Goal, the objective is to, if you're on the terror side, is to arm the bomb or kill everyone on the other team. And if you're the counter-terror side, the goal is to defuse the bomb if it's planted, or kill everyone on the other team or prevent them from planting the bomb. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. It's not really that fundamentally different, I would say, from any of the other FPSs here. We have different game modes as well. We have deathmatch, team deathmatch, we have gun game. Realistically, competitively, the thing that I think makes it unique is, or the reason that I gravitate towards Pavlov over Onward, is that I tried Onward and I felt like the gun mechanics were very awkward.
Give me a minute. It hasn't been my turn yet. She's already.
I'm not.
She's going on the offensive already.
Yeah. Tell us why Pavlov is great, not why you can't play Onward because you're not good enough. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, it's true. The only times I've played Onward, I have usually shot my own teammates before I shot anyone else in the other team.
That's the best
and
part.
I cannot figure out how to load some of those weapons, so that's on me. It's a skill issue. But also, I keep losing my iPad, and I just don't understand where Candy Crush is. Like, can I play that? Because I'm bored. Anyways, sorry.
Haven't even started yet. It's like you're already kicking me.
Listen, Onward's like chess. And it's like, it's a strategic game.
Yes, you have to be smart to play.
The long con.
The long con, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like dating. Why don't you understand this? Okay.
I just want to kill people, and I do not want anyone to tell me that I have to sit down and wait somewhere until someone does something. So that Pavlov is more so my game. It's definitely more fast-paced, although I would say that Hyperdash is up there. It was.
You don't have to sit and wait for anything, and it doesn't require that much thinking.
All right,
I like
that. That's right
Just
up my alley.
Wow. Okay, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, so Pavlov, it's 5v5. It's a lot like CS:GO, but tell us a little bit more, like how long are the rounds and what are you like? What's the exact?
I actually don't know how long the rounds are. I've never checked. I think they're about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. They usually, it's very rare. I think the rounds time out. You usually just murder everybody or something happens. But I would say that the best parts about Pavlov is the best parts about every game that we've been talking about. It's the community of people. In Pavlov, that's especially important because most of our content, most of our map content is derived from our community. It's produced by map makers who create these gorgeous places for us to play on. Sometimes they port things. So one of the other cool things about Pavlov is that you've played other games. You've played Overwatch, you've played Call of Duty, if you played almost any other popular FPS game, chances are you can now go and play on that thing that you used to play on Pancake and actually be in that game and play Pavlov. So I mean, it's got a wider range of content, I would say, than most other FPS games. And again, the community is, for the most part, pretty wonderful. Like we were talking about, I've met some of the best people in the game, and we've become really good friends. And it's that's my defense of Pavlov.
So you said that the community creates the games, right?
No, we don't. Well, okay. So if we're talking about competitive only, no, that's a standard 5v5 S&D mode. However, Pavlov is kind of notable in the fact that, I don't know if any of you have played Gmod. Gmod is sort of this thing built on allowing people to create their own game modes and all these various ways to play a game in all these different environments and stuff like that. It allows a lot more freedom from the community to shape games the way that they want to. And Pavlov does the same thing. So as much as, you can go in and play your traditional S&D, if you want to play Minecraft Zombies, you can go in there and do that. If you want to play a weird version of Mario Kart, you can go in and do that. There's a cooking mod. I don't necessarily suggest that one. It's kind of weird. People have ported Grand Theft Auto in there. You can go play Grand Theft Auto. There's a version called Tarkov, so that's Pavlov version of Tarkov. There's Battle Royale. There's it's really like a cool playground / sandbox for people who have the technical ability to create things and bring them to life easily in VR. As long as they involve killing somebody, usually.
So could you bring Veil VR into Pavlov?
Not really, because you would have to. I mean, I don't really want to go into that, but Veil at its heart is going to have different mechanics.
Okay.
In the way that the guns are handled and stuff like that. So like, you get some freedom, but not ultimate freedom. It's not a complete sandbox. With Pavlov, you have a set range of weapons, and the devs basically choose what they will and will not allow you to use within that. And that is, as much as I'm supposed to be defending Pavlov, I will say that that is sort of a cautionary tale within it, especially playing competitively, is that especially when games are in that sort of beginning stage, the devs have a lot of power and a lot of control to screw with the way the game is played and what the meta is. And it's interesting because it makes every season that we play fundamentally different. One of the videos or one of the clips I had in there was during the knife meta. So at one point you could basically kill someone from across the map at their spawn points by throwing a knife really well. And it was not really good for competitive play, but it was really fucking funny if you did it.
let me get
Did you
to
do it?
I've gotten like a couple, but it takes a lot of practice. Oh, this is a great one. This is Remus killing 3 people at spawn before they even get to like move.
Oh my God.
Is that
Wow.
and Mortano is just like so over the moon at this. Yeah.
How
Someone
long
does
have you
something
been playing, Cammy?
like a couple years now. I think 3, 4, maybe. Actually, no, maybe 5 years. I don't know.
Wow.
Too long.
Are there a lot of girls that play on Pavlov?
That's hilarious.
Is there a lot of girls? There's not a lot of girls that play competitively. I think there's like maybe 5 or 6. I had 2 other girls on my team at one point. They have both since left for the season due to other commitments or wanting to do something else. So I would say that it's definitely not in any way a good ratio if you want a 1-to-1, but there are girls that play it, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of like community, like, how do I say, like community organized matches and discords. Is like, it's not just like one league that you have to play in. It's not a Pavlov league. There's multiple ways to play, right?
Yeah, actually, shout out to Matt H. He's created this really cool thing called a 5v5 bot. So, again, one of the problems in Pavlov is because it's so diverse and there's so many different game modes, is you oftentimes have a hard time finding enough people to play the particular type of game that you're trying to play. Especially for competitive players, we really only want to play S&D. So he's created this really cool bot where you can basically go and say, hey, I want to play a game. You get into queue, and then it just pings you when there's 10 people in lobby, and you get to go play a match. So if you are interested in something like that, or interested in playing competitively in Pavlov, that's a great place to start also.
I'll what do you think, Nava? Do you
I'm thinking about when you were throwing the knife. Do you ever throw your controller?
She's getting real technical.
That's why you put the straps on for safety.
Oh, she said she puts the straps on. Okay.
Gosh, you know, where's your microphone? Stay distracted.
Yeah, where's that space dildo?
So
cute. Isn't it so? It just like.
wait, why does this say old people? Oh, friendly fire versus old people. Is this a team here, or you're just showing highlights?
I mean, this is an example of the casting tools. So, Hyperdash, great casting tools, by the way. You guys nailed it.
We've had, oh my gosh, the amount of work some of these people have put in, it blows my mind, because I didn't get into casting until, I don't know, mid-year this year-ish. And seeing how much work it is, how much time it is, and I'm coming in when people have already built these tools. It blew my mind that people have done this. And there's one guy in particular, I know there's like a couple of them who are They've come up with tools to like position the robots in certain ways so that you can like have a cool picture of the robot for promos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's somebody who's basically come up with a tool to I forget exactly what it's called, but you can basically grab data from HyperDash as you're going and input that into an app to be able to cast basically as you want. I mean, right here you see the names at the top and at the bottom and all that stuff.
I like the mini map.
Yeah, the mini map. And they're coming up with even cooler ways to do that too. But generally, if you ever watch HyperDash, like in game, all the names are at the top. So this top and bottom thing, that's not there. This thing up at the top right, that's not there. So this is work that people have put in. And this guy Dre, he's a fantastic caster. He's put a hell of a lot of work.
Oh, he's really energetic. I've seen his like his show and his cast.
He's
Yeah,
very energetic. Yeah, he's quite a character.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still blows my mind, and I've tried casting and I enjoy it, and I love commentating, but without putting in months, years, and who knows how long, I would not be as good as these guys and produce what they have produced. So another good thing about the community, another plus for HyperDash.
So do I get to flex a little now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh boy.
Flex things.
Okay, so a few things. Oh, someone turned the light on. Oh, it just turned on automatically. Okay, so a couple things for Veil. Well, speaking of, I'm going to track back to when we were talking about Gmod. So something that we're really excited about in the future is creator economy. So for Veil, that's something we want to bring in and like give people the chance to like create things in game and be able to like earn money off of it. So that would include creating alternative game modes, maps, all that kind of stuff. So that's something we're really looking forward to implementing. Second thing is casting. We actually have built-in caster tools, and the UI for it is really beautiful and aesthetic and fits with the game as is already. And also, we have a partnership with Live. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Live. It's the
Indeed we
VR
are.
streaming software. So we have that already implemented in the game, and it's awesome. And we're going to keep working with them and building it out. And yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
What's up?
You should cast.
Who?
You
Maybe,
have a full look
maybe.
Of the guy even behind you. You know?
Nava literally says that to everybody.
I mean,
She's
maybe
always like, do
occasionally.
stuff. You should do things, and she's always encouraging. It's
very
really
supportive.
obnoxious. Oh, I'm sorry.
How dare
Yeah,
you be encouraging?
yeah,
Well, I'm doing stuff. I'm working on the game.
yeah. No, it's great. I think that what I really like though is like hearing from Vale, like how you guys are really focused on making sure that you right out the gate are a game that's like competitive. You know, like
Yeah.
for casting and for tournaments, for competitive play. I mean, that's really that's really great.
Another big thing, and I can't go into too much detail, but we are working with a very big company that does ranking system. So that's going to be all built out at launch, and you'll be able
Hot
to
or
like,
not.
level up, have
hot.
you know your titles and ranks and all that, and be able to be matched with players that are at your same level, all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw myself in the lobby by myself. Like, oh,
You're so good.
everyone's
I'll be there
too
with you
good.
because I'm really bad at the game, so I'll be there with you. Don't worry.
Well, I'm excited to play
But
it.
I feel like you're probably all better at VR than I am. So
Oh, well, okay.
I just run around and shoot, and like sometimes I hit, but
Well, you are doing a lot more, I guess, because you are creating it. So.
You're also
I'm good at mini golf in VR. Mini golf.
Oh yeah, walkabout golf.
Brag about that. Yeah.
Yes, I love those guys. Hi.
Right?
We're gonna do a tournament there too. Wait, hold on. Okay,
So should we just give up on our FPS streams and just go form a
yeah.
team?
No, because we haven't done Onward. How dare? Okay, so let's do some Onward here.
Ooh, let's do some Onward. Vivian in the house.
I mean, is it fair? We didn't. So this okay. Now, to be fair, this is an old trailer because I was busy lining up everyone else's clip. So this is an old one, but it looks really pretty. So I'm just gonna play it. It's the one I could get my hands on right now.
You're in someone's backyard.
Front yard. Yeah, it's mine.
Right.
Okay, fire! Knife kill! Yeah, there you go.
And it really feels like they're gonna shoot you.
Oh, there's an iPad. I thought you were joking about that.
No.
She's just never used it before, so.
I'm an Android person.
I'm with you there.
Okay, so this is, look at that, 2019, this is so old.
Ooh.
Sorry about that, but, you get the idea. Okay, so Onward, another FPS, 5v5, there's Volk, and there is Marsoc. Marsoc is attacking, they are trying to get to the satellite dish, the uplink. When they are within the right radius of it, they pull out an iPad and input a 7-digit code that generates every round. So some people like memorize it, some people like put in 3 numbers, go back for the rest. There's all kinds of different ways, but Volk has to defend it. So they have to hang around there. It's like you're kind of like hiding, you're waiting. So it's the approach and the wait. The rounds are 6 minutes. Some games are 5 minutes, so 5 minutes, 6-minute rounds, which apparently is too long.
Yeah. It's like double of everything
I'm
else.
so sorry that for you guys, it is too long. So, kidding. Okay.
It is not as long as Hyper Dash.
You're right. Hyper Dash is different. You're right. It's a different, because it's like
So-
25
It feels
minutes.
like 3 minutes because it's so fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So onward players last longer, essentially, is what you're saying.
Kind of.
Ooh.
The European teams, they set up, or this is like a stereotype. It's not really true, but like there's EU and NA, and it's always like said that like, NA teams like will rush and they'll like, and the round can last 30 seconds or a minute. It's not necessarily the full, 6 minutes. But some teams, they're really methodical. They take like 5 minutes to set everyone in position on the map. And then that last minute, they all attack. So I like it because it is very strategic, like down to the second strategic. And that's what I like. I really like it. It's really intense. There's no this surprises people who don't usually play VR. There's no like name tags. You don't know who you're who you're playing with. Basically, you have to like over time kind of learn people's voices, how tall they are, with their loadouts, and that's kind of how you identify people. But there's no other way. You can't do like third-party comms where you can talk to each other even when you're down. It's like as real simulation as it can be. So if you're talking to your team, that means the enemy can hear you. So you work on things like your nonverbal skills, and it requires that and tactics and the timing of it. So I really like that pace. And again, it doesn't have to. There's some plays where, it's like I design plays. I love doing that. And they are like 30 seconds or 1 minute, or they're mostly rushed plays so that the objective is to get to the satellite where you get 2 points if you input the code, or you get 1 point if you eliminate the other team. So any play that I make is usually how to send the uplink is like the goal. And I should state that I don't come from a background of playing FPS games like on Pancake or anything. Like I'm really comfortable at board games and Candy Crush, so that's kind of like my style. But Onward was really cool because it like allowed me to kind of like approach it differently. And it's funny because I'll say like I don't want to play a scary game, and they're like, you play Onward, and I'm like, oh, it's different. It's like a different feeling. I see some people in the chat here who play all of them. So if you guys want to go ahead and give your some people are already talking about the different versions, and I played the old version. I should state that the newer version is different. I think I have some clips on it. It looks different because it now plays on the Quest. So here's some clips that just came out from VRML, the Master League here. So here, like, you see there's smoke, and this guy right here, he's he got his tablet out and he's putting in the code on the other side of the enemy and he put it in really fast. So you see there's still 4 minutes left.
Wow.
And it's great because you kind of think like, oh, well, you can totally catch people. No, because you're spending time trying to like, distract them. You're relying on your teams to do one thing on one side while you sneak up for, and put in the code. So see, it can go fast. It can be exciting. Methinks.
Do you remember any really good plays when you were playing? Like something that you're like, wow, okay.
Yes.
Do that next
Oh
time.
my gosh. I wish I had the clip up. Unfortunately, I don't. It's such a good play. Let me think here. So, like I said, it's proximity. So you can hear anything around you. So your enemy can hear you coming, and you can hear them. So if somebody sneezes or shuffles a little bit. So I would say one of my favorite plays, it was so pro, is that there's 3 people up defending the objective and one last player on attack, which is harder because you have to, be on the approach. So he sneaks up and he kind of glances and sees one of them around the corner. So he doesn't put away his tablet because it makes a clicking sound. So you would know. Instead, he puts the tablet down, pulls out a knife, knifes the guy, and then puts in the code, which is fantastic because the other people, it's intense. You got just a few seconds left and you're like, okay, we're almost there, but you don't hear your teammate go down because it was a silent kill. So that's stuff like that where it was such a pro move, for him to do that. Because there's some plays where you get lucky, which is what a lot of players will say, like, oh, I just got lucky there. But there he, strategically thought like, okay, I can't put this away. They'll hear it. I'm going to knife him instead. Because, like, when you're in the moment, you could just try and rush around the corner and just do a shootout, So it takes a lot of control to approach and, see what your best option is, like in chess, like I like to say.
So for this game, and I guess the other two as well, if you die, are you dead?
You're dead. You're dead. That's why I like
okay.
Hyper Dash.
So, that's why I was a little surprised when you asked, is it bad to die? So I'm like, well, you just spawn again. I don't know. So that's interesting. Another plus for Hyper Dash, I guess. But yeah, I guess because they are longer maps, it makes more sense.
Well, I think it makes sense too in Hyper Dash because it's such a fast-paced game that if you didn't respawn, the rounds would be over in like 25 seconds, and that's
sort of like how Rec Room is, right? Rec Room.
Yes, it's exactly.
Laser tag.
Yes, there is. Then they have the quest, the actual quest, not the headset quest. But I want to show this funny clip, and I love this team, so I'm not in any way like trying to make fun of them. They actually gave me, let me see. I'm sorry. Let me find this. Here we go. This clip. Where, if it would play. No, it's not playing.
So I assume FPS means front person shooting.
First person shooter.
Front person.
Front person. I like front person, so I'm gonna go with that. Front person.
Wait, okay, so I don't feel as bad now that I had to Google it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, front person.
So it's first person shooter, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What?
So maybe you can change it to front running.
Yeah. Here we go. So here's this clip. He's putting it in, but you see he's shaking so bad in real life because he's so nervous. He's trying to put in the code, and he's just like from his point of view. So you can only see this if from their point of view. Because in the cast, we were casting this come on, put in the code. He was there for a whole minute just trying, and you see it's so stressful. And he's okay. So he didn't put it in. He had someone on his other teammate was there. He put in. I thought that was really good. That's a really good show of how
I feel so
nerve-wracking.
Stressful, yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much energy. I mean, I need to meditate right now just looking at it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun game if you're stressed out that much.
It sounds like it feels real, and I've been there. And because it's a backyard, I felt like it was my backyard that I grew up in. And then someone came behind me and killed me. I almost died. I almost, literally in real life, almost died because when I played it that one time, and I said, Vivian, you're crazy. I can't believe you can play this. And strategy was always something you always talked. It was something you always talked about. And it's almost like all these gamers are playing these games purely for strategy and community. So it should just be called strategy community fun.
I like shooting people. The
Yeah.
strategy kind of comes second.
Yeah.
The strategy is to murder them.
There you go.
So yeah, I mean, I actually I tell this story all the time, but I started playing it because I was like recovering from chemo, which was really intense and like it made me really shaky, messes with your head, you know, it's like really bad drugs that they're putting into your body and stuff. So, Onward was what helped me because like it was something that I didn't know how to play. And because like in my before I had cancer, it was like I always had to do like set everything up or create things and kind of like be like the person
She was a talk show host on
to do
The Hive,
things.
sorry.
But then I kind of like got dumb, you know, from the chemo and the treatment. It was a lot. So I just wasn't myself, and I really hated it because people were like, "Okay, well, you're done now, so go back to being you." And I'm like, "I can't." So Onward was great because I didn't know how to play, and no one was like, "Oh my god, she doesn't know how to play." They were like, "Okay, you don't know how to play. Let me show you how to play." And it was, you know, 6 minutes. I got to try. You know, I could think about it. I could strategize, and then if I die, it's fine. I just got to do it again. And so then once you do it once, you're just like, okay, now I got to do it again. I got to do it again so that I can win. And so that's kind of like what did it for me. But as I like branched out, I mean, I do play Pavlov. I'm not good at it. I don't compete in it, but I've gone in there to play it because it's just different. All the games are a little bit different. Hyperdash is fun. You know, it's colorful. I'm sure I'll like Veil once we play, right? But
I like the color scheme.
yeah, it does bring a little bit something different. Now Onward, you may not have seen me there for a while. I actually played last night for the first time on PC for a while because they released it on Oculus Quest or Meta Quest, whatever you call it, and it just changed the game.
Ready?
Yeah, it changed the game, and that's what I really liked about Hyperdash. So I would say Hyperdash wins that round because Onward is on the Quest, Pavlov's on the Quest, but it's like a different Pavlov version, and Hyperdash you can play across both, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, and one of the things I want to say, and you made me think of this when you're talking about it. Obviously, since Hyperdash is winning the, you know, game versus game debate, I want to say about VR games in general. I've heard so many stories, specifically through Hyperdash, but it's really the only one I play, about people who were going through rough times, pandemic or other like life situations, and not only the game but the community that they were then entrenched in helped so much. And there was one about somebody who was dealing with a partner who had really bad Alzheimer's, and it was kind of a little bit of an escape, a little bit of a relief. He's not trying to help, he's not trying, like he's in this community that he can then associate with on a person to person level instead of a caregiver level. And it was awesome to hear that. And that's not the only story I've heard. And I know people who, pandemic happened, they hopped into this, they loved the community, they got into it, but then, you know, pandemic, I won't say it's over, but it's letting up a little bit, real life's happening again, and they were able to kind of slowly back out, but still keep those ties and still hop in for fun, still stay in touch with the team and the people that they like playing with. And it's VR is such a, I think I'm getting jaded, but every time I stop and think about it, it kind of blows my mind. And I love the fact that you can socialize and interact with these people who are on the other side of the country or on the other side of the world as if they were in the same living room.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I mean, that's really what...
I think gamers have always formed strong connections with each other, and it's because you're sharing an experience where you're cooperating usually in a common goal. And anytime that you have to do that, it's a team effort. I think that naturally brings people closer together because you have to trust the other person. And in these games, it's especially, you have to trust that the other person isn't going to let you die or that they're going to do the thing they're supposed to do. And I think that VR enhances that sort of feeling of camaraderie and almost team building, if you want to say, or cohesion.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were talking about that earlier, Callie. It's like your team's like very cohesive. And that's a word that we tend to use a lot too, because that's how it feels. when you have a group of people that are just so set on the goal together, it's this cohesion thing that happens that is a little bit, I don't know, almost magical. And I think VR emphasizes those bonds between people because you have a little bit more of a presence with each other. It's not just a voice on a headset, it's a little bit of that physicality. It's weird. We talked about this a long time ago that in Pavlov, I can spot a player like across the map, and I can almost always, if it's someone that I know very well, I can tell who it is without a name tag. There's something in, even though it's an avatar and it's IK movement
It's how
or
they
whatever it is.
move.
It's
Yeah.
there's little things that
It's
they
so
do that's given
weird.
away in VR, and you're just like, I know who that is.
It's
and I'm
from
gonna shoot
across the
them.
map. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of fun, yeah. And then I mean, yeah, it's weird to think about that. And there was at some point, it's a little creepy, and it creeped me out whenever I first started. They're like, yeah, I can tell you're probably about this tall, you're probably about this big, and you're probably about this old. I'm like, this is weird. But it is. It's because you're a little more present. You're a little more, not quite physical, but like you're interacting a little bit more than you would, through a keyboard and a mouse.
That's a really good point. I love that. I love this conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, can we get back to fighting each other?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is not a fight anymore.
I love the whole body movement, because you never think about that, right?
Yeah.
Like when
It's
you're in
so
Onward,
weird.
Vivian, do you ever think about that?
What?
Just
Think?
body movement with no, because you also don't have name tag. You don't have name tags, right?
Oh yeah. So that's really cool because I did social VR first, and we used to do these fun things where we would imitate each other. So like we played a game where someone would change into like someone else's avatar, and they had to like act like them. And it's funny that some people when they made fun of me, they like they're like, no, this is her. They took off the headset and moved me down, or like swinging your hands, because some people, you know what? When I used VR, I was on the Vive, and I had no idea that people who were on the Rift and stuff were sitting down. I was like, you're sitting down? So like, I mean, it was great. I lost like 10 pounds because I was like standing for like 6 months. Like, oh, I didn't realize that. So because it's like full room, so you could tell who was on the Vive because their hands were like dangling, and then the Rift people, their avatars are like this. So, and that's kind of funny. And you do kind of like recognize people. I recognize people from their loadout. That's I think that's really funny that you can do that. And because like sometimes you go in an alias, and the people are like, "Is that you?" Because like you could tell the loadout, the color smokes that they like to use, and their height, because it's your real height. So there's that cool aspect about it. I don't know. What are you feeling, Nava? What do you think? What are you feeling here?
I'm feeling a lot of different things. I'm feeling like I wish I liked FPS so I could play it. It seems I feel like that's the part of it, is the community part. I mean, of course, creators are great with the maps, and to have a creator on your team is even better, but just this whole community. But I'm really that lime green is just like going, and it reminds me of Arcane because I'm obsessed with Arcane right now. But you taught me a lot about gaming. Vivian and Cami both have taught me a lot about the whole strategy side of it in gaming, and I think a lot of the things that everyone's saying is just around the same area. And I know that you both have such a passion for it. And every time I see gamers casting or something, I'm like, wait, when's Cami gonna go cast, like get into the cast for Pavlov? Because I tried searching her in Pavlov when we were on the Hive together. Because by the way, in case anyone doesn't know, Vivian used to run a show, The Hive. It was the first one that streamed IRL from VR, and she like went portal to portal everywhere. And Cami was a producer at the show, so I learned a lot about that gaming aspect from it, because they would incorporate gaming into the social VR side of things. Okay, Nava, let's incorporate a game in this show. This or that.
Yeah, well, okay. Why are you hating on that game? That game was awesome. Okay, it was a game called.
It was so great.
Is it porn or VR title? And
That's a great game.
So much work goes into it.
Yeah.
It's a full day.
Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah.
Goes a lot of work, huh? Okay. Well, no, we would start to bring in a lot of gaming aspects to it, because again, I didn't come from gaming. Nava doesn't. but it's kind of like merging the two worlds together is really cool because I think we all like competition for different reasons, but it does take a certain type of like personality. Like, yeah, you like the community for the most part; they're pretty cool. The game itself is fun. I mean, there's always like a something about it that just like you have to play this game. So I don't know if anyone
I know
else out there.
There's a couple of people I know who really enjoy the game, and actually, a female comes to mind right away who is in the servers with us. She is fantastic and an absolute killer, but she just doesn't really like the competitive side of it. So she's in the community, interacts with the community, especially the ladies, and just doesn't have that competitive need. And A, I'm jealous, and B, I don't know how she does it because I'm overly competitive.
Okay.
I can tell. You're very good at selling Hyperdash. I think they should hire you.
Well, it's just easy to sell. It's obviously the best.
It sells itself.
Ooh,
Yeah, exactly.
we haven't decided that yet.
Do you think that's
Oh, it's
partially...
decided before we started.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you
competition.
Agree.
Yeah. Do you think that's partially though why there isn't as many girls in gaming is because some of them are hesitant to be competitive? Because I found this in not only in games but in real life, even when you bring up Monopoly, which everyone hates apparently. But there's some it seems to be more women in my experience who say I don't really want to play something that's competitive. There seems to be this turn off of competitiveness. Is that anything that you guys have experienced?
I feel that to an extent. Like, I actually am deeply competitive, but it's something I actually kind of suppress. Like, I just don't like to tap into that energy typically because it just feels, I don't know, it's
too aggressive or
yeah, I don't know, yeah, and then I don't like myself exactly when I'm like super competitive. I feel
I think that you are competitive with yourself because look at the nail polish. Okay, that's all I gotta say. We're competitive with ourselves too.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we have. I think all women. There's not all, but
yes, all
early adopters or whatever. They've got to be competitive because, I don't know about you, but when I first started in VR, I almost just updating my computer was already a full-time job. I almost applied for an IT position because I had the skills.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
it is different from because from social VR, it's like half women, and a lot of people who do social VR are not gamers, the guys even. So I guess it just depends on where you come from. If you come from gaming, then maybe you know a lot more competitive people. But for me, I'm friends with a lot of people who stream VR. They're variety streamers, or they do a lot of different things. A lot of them will not play Onward with me. They're just like, no. And especially because first of all, there are some streamers who heard I was playing and they were like, okay, Vivian's trying to play Onward. We got to get this on camera. So there is a video out there that exists that, is making fun of me. But then afterwards, some of the streamers are like, no, I can't, I have an image to maintain. I can't just go and suck at this game. And they're honest about it, So there's that too. But which of these communities have the most women? Say Pavlov is already out for so many reasons. Hyperdash has the ladies who dash.
There's a lot. There's also a lot of ladies who we have not snagged yet into ladies that dash, just because more and more join, and I'll hop in a random public server and hear a lady's voice, or see a lady's name or something, and start chatting with them, and another cool girl, try and drag her into the ladies that dash, and it just keeps growing. It really does. And it's cool group, yeah. Not toxic. And the women that I've met, I mean, yes, they're younger, and yes, they are a little bit more mature, but they're kids. But some of the women that I've met, I really enjoy talking with, not on Hyperdash topics, but life topics. People have sent me, somebody who was an RN sent me medical advice because I hurt my ankle, and then yelled at me constantly because I kept playing Hyperdash. But it's really cool, and I don't know. I obviously don't come from a gaming background, but I've heard about some of the toxicity out there, and I've seen minimal. I've seen very few instances of it, but I've seen it. I don't think it's been directed directly at women in the Hyperdash community. I think that toxicity is equal opportunity, at least in the Hyperdash community, but it's rare. And
That's fair.
yeah, and I mean, we do have a decent amount. I don't know how it is in the other video games, so I really can't compare.
No, I would agree. I think VR in general is not. And this is a great time to take a pause and talk about why we're doing this show. Next week is XR Safety Week, and that's going to be hosted by XR Safety Initiative, which I am an advisor for. And we will be talking about a lot of different issues, but basically, XR works on frameworks for organizations and governments and companies who are bringing more digital presence to make sure that we are maintaining security, or make sure like we are handling people's data ethically, that their children are protected because anyone can just go online. There's a lot of predators. That there's diversity and inclusion and opportunity for different people to participate and join and to give their point of view. And I really like that about the XR community. And because VR is still new and not totally mainstream out there, billions of dollars selling out stadiums yet, it's a really great opportunity for us. And I think that most leagues, I worked with almost all of them, not all of them, but almost all of them. And everyone across the board really agrees that this is a time that we can kind of like make sure that once this blows up that we already are ahead of it and not adding that toxic whatever from Pancake Gamers world. So I do appreciate that. So next week, December 8th, we will be hosting on this channel a panel of people who league organizers. So we have league representatives, and we're all going to be on together and talking about different strategies and different ways that we hold the community and ourselves accountable to make sure that people, I'm not just talking about women, but all people like feel safe and feel like they can like report issues or they can be themselves. So I mean, it's a worthy conversation, and hopefully you can join us. It'll be at around the same time. So I think 8 p.m. Eastern time we'll be starting the show. Again, it's a lot of the leaders, I think, in VR esports. So that's my plug for Safety Week. Thank you for that.
That's great. That's such a great initiative. I have a question on that one. The holidays are here, and a lot of my friends, like parent friends, are buying their 9 or 10-year-old and 13-year-old headsets. Though I told them not to.
Does Oculus know about this?
Well, Oculus actually, interestingly enough, Meta Oculus, really, really interesting stuff. So I was on Instagram one day and I saw that they had a PowerPoint on how to pitch your parent to buy you a headset for Christmas.
Whoa.
In most areas, I would say, wow, that's like a great idea.
That was
but
good.
There was no age restriction on it. So I thought immediately, oh, okay, well then at the end of this slide, there's going to be like a parenting guide to VR. Nothing. Is there a parenting guide for VR?
No, and there should be, because
there is.
Is there?
Yeah, XRSI, we have different initiatives. One is medical initiative, and one of them is the children's safety initiative. And they actually, it wasn't me working on this one directly, but influenced policy in Australia and worked with the Australian government when they enacted different laws to protect children using the internet. And it's not just VR,
That's
but
nice.
but it's like put in there about like AR, VR, and it's like represented. So there are people who are making sure that like we are addressing those things, and it's important. And one of the big things that we will talk about next week is verifying identity in competitive gaming, because you can play anonymously online. True. Personally, I think that once there's like money involved and prize involved or LAN events, that like you should know who you're playing against and who they are. And I know that there's like a lot of ways that people can like make alt accounts and stuff, but I think that that's a really good starting point for like conversation to make sure that like we're kind of all on the same page. So one of the things we'll be talking about next week.
Yeah, but there's an answer to that: blockchain.
Yeah.
But on another note, I don't want to get in. I don't want to take.
Are we
away
going to
from
have this NFT discussion again, Nava?
Oh
Well, it is
God.
future of payments. Sorry, I know it doesn't have to be an NFT, but we won't get into it. We'll get into it another day, but I do want to, because there are play to earn games and free to play games, and a lot of those problems that we have can be answered in that. But what is something, like each one of you, what is something that you're looking forward to in the next 6 months in gaming?
Playing Veil, honestly. I would like to play Veil.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
I mean, look at the avatar. It's just,
I like
it's
it.
like a mannequin.
She puts the headband back on.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
God, that's not okay. So this was something we talked about off air earlier. Was the avatars, because in Onward it's like meant to be like androgynous. Their mouths are covered. It's you can't really like,
Scary.
make out the body type and stuff. And I prefer that. I know some people are like, oh, when are we gonna get women avatar? I don't want that because that's not what the game's about. Like, it's not about like.
Oh, there's no women avatars?
No, but then I don't want to. Like, I want it to just be like.
Oh my gosh.
These are
I
the.
can't hear this anymore. It's over.
What? No,
Onward.
listen to me. Because have you been in VR chat? First of all, I love VR chat, but you know what? It's Avatar Central.
It's a strip club of like.
There you
a
go.
VR.
Exactly. This is about competition. This is about gaming, and this is about like kicking people's asses. I'm not worried about like how I look and stuff. So I do appreciate that aspect for all of these games across the board. It's really not about like.
But isn't style part of strategy?
Look at your headband. Do you or do you not like?
I mean, I carry accessories for a reason. It is part of my strategy. So, back to, so anyway, you're looking forward to Veil. See, Veil looks like something I could play and not be scared.
No, I think you'd be scared.
Well, I'm going to try it now that you said that. Let's do it. Let's go on.
Okay.
I'm going to try that. I bet
Let's
you will.
all play. I want to play
Look
with
at how
all of
pretty
you.
and silky it is.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cammy's got to be on my team. Sorry,
I'll be
Cam.
on your team.
I thought we were all playing on the same team. What's going on?
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
we'll play on the
Okay.
same team. Yes, please.
That's no
Okay,
fun.
but I have a question to ask about Veil. You were I want to hear about like the objective because you were talking about like puzzles or the sequence of how does that work?
Yeah, our S&D game mode. So right now what we have in game is probably just like the first concept of what it'll be. I think it'll be iterated on, but right now, yeah, so the whole thing is artifact mode is if you're the colonist, you're going to scan the artifact. So scanning the artifact includes using the artifact scanner, which is this little device that projects like this hologram that basically essentially is like collecting the data of the artifact. What you see there in this video is actually placeholder art for the artifact. Like
Okay.
in the future, the artifacts will probably be, I mean, who knows? We're still concepting that, but for now it's this pillar monolith.
I gotcha.
But
Beautiful.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I like the colors on there too. It's so for me it matters that it's not too bloody. I know Pavlov is really bloody, and people are like, "There's a
Yeah,
you can turn off gore,"
we-
but I don't think you can.
We're
The
not
gore
that
doesn't
into
work.
that. Honestly, like, I mean, yeah, the game is meant to be realistic, but it kind of has been a creative aesthetic decision to not have a lot of gore. I think there's like just like a few little decals that shoot out, but it's very light. And
Yeah, Onward has ketchup packets. Is what I called. Like, oh, you hit my ketchup.
yeah, I don't think we'll ever do anything like too gory. Well, except for like there's some other game modes that we're probably going to have that might be a little more violent with one of our partner collaborators that we're working with now.
Yeah,
It should be green blood.
I
I
feel like
think
I'm gonna
that's
sound a
okay.
Yes.
psychopath here, but I enjoy the gore.
Well-
I think it's really cool that when you shoot somebody in the chest, that their cavity explodes and you get to see their rib bones and everything. I think it's nice sometimes when you accidentally shoot your teammates in the head that you see that like they actually did have a brain, they just weren't using it.
Wow, this is my best friend, everyone. So and she just went to town. No, that's fair enough. I mean, again, that's like it's your choice. People who play FPS already, they're used to that. So I'm just saying, like, part of the reason why I kind of stopped with Pavlov was that it's not like as big of a deal to me anymore. because again, it always comes down to like the actual gameplay itself. But I do appreciate that of the other games, that it's not, trying to see if we have a brain, because do we?
Speaking of,
We know it's not there anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cammy, what are you looking forward to in 6 months? Like, what is something you?
So I play about 3 video games, and one of them is Walkabout Mini Golf. Another one is Demeo. I don't know if anybody plays that, but
You weren't talking about it. Someone else was talking about that. Go on.
it's great. I mean, obviously it can't compete with Hyperdash, and Hyperdash is the overall winner here. But Demeo is kind of a little like board game dungeon crawl.
Okay.
It's co-op, which I like because I can not get too competitive. And it's 4 people max, and you basically just, you have a deck of cards in your hand, you pull a card, you put it on your character does whatever action, kills the monster, grabs the key, makes your way through the dungeon. And there's a new map, anyway, the new map coming out mid this month, December, mid-December, so that's what I'm looking forward to. But I mean, Hyperdash just released a new map, so I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, so
Is Hyperdash paying you? They should be.
Yeah.
Attention, Hyperdash. You have a brand ambassador. Use her and pay her. Creators.
Yeah,
okay.
You need to say that a little bit other places too, and get the
I will,
word out
I
there.
promise. What's your Twitter handle? I'll make sure.
Oh my gosh, she
I
is.
am not on Twitter.
Oh,
Get on
Callie,
there,
you're about to
girl.
get on Twitter because Nava will make you.
Yeah, that's why she's here.
I don't want to be on Twitter either, but I have to be. Otherwise, Nava comes to my house and drags me on Twitter.
Yeah. I'm going. Okay, so actually, we did this. We haven't done this in Pavlov, but since I started the Collados, it's not just like FPS. People are Collados that play that one game that obviously does not compare to ours. What's that called? Echo or something like that. Like,
Oh yeah, can we all agree that all of our games are better than Echo?
yeah, well, and we have VR Rosie, and she's she's an artist, so the
Oh wait,
Collados
what?
yeah.
Dear Rosie did a map in
No. She's
Oh.
a Coletto. Her heel is a paintbrush. So but
Wait,
Colettos.
what?
Yeah.
She's a Coletto?
Yes, you are too. Oh my God. So, but
I did a Coletto.
yeah, you are. But it really just became like, just trying to get more people to play who wouldn't normally play, because
Yeah, you did do that.
I would say the most badass person that I know that plays competitively is Edna Jordan from Onward. And she was like the first girl to play. Her husband played, so he kind of like dragged her in. She's so cool. Like, she's really, really good. She's funny and just like adorable. I love her. And she was actually supposed to be here, but she couldn't. So next week. But yeah.
What about Nintendo? The girl that worked at Nintendo.
Oh, Pink. Yeah, Pink too. Hi, Pink.
She was so good.
Yeah, so that's what it was. It was just like trying to drag people in. So I literally told Thunder Pilot, from Global Cam, I was like, "You talked about your sister before. Can we get her into play?" He's like, yeah, sure. We're trying to get her in." So they, got her set up. I brought her in. I met her. We talked for an hour, and I was like, "So do you want to compete?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so and Pink was a girlfriend of another caster, and I was like, "Could you get your girlfriend to play?" And he messaged me saying like, "Okay, don't tell her, but I got her own Rift set up so that she could play." So it was about like kind of like, it was a way to get people who wouldn't normally play to play. And so I'm like,
Wait, but
really
you're not even giving yourself on the people that you actually asked. So now those are all gamers and their girlfriends you're talking about. But she reached out to people like Callie, Leon, who you would have never seen in a game like that before. Yeah. And you had people that were maybe marketers or storytellers coming into this shooting game. I was like, oh, are they paying you?
What? You are she wants us all to get paid. Listen to her.
Well, I mean, no, I don't mean it that way, but I mean, when you're promoting a game, you're getting people onboarded and doing all of the work, that's a job. It's a big job. And I was just like, are you there? Like, you're like raising their clout big time here.
No,
it connects everybody anyway, but that was
fun.
your goal, was to have an all girl team. I remember that.
Yeah, and it was,
I'm like,
and
why
it was
is
awesome.
Cammy on there?
I loved it, and so the Colettos, we've since like branched out, and we've done a Colettos tournament for Population 1. There was like 20 women that played, and then we did a Colettos tournament for Hyperdash. And so that was
Oh.
like 30 women that signed up
Were you
and
in it,
played or
Kelly?
something like that. Yeah,
I was.
she played. And Cass and Cherry played as well. Robin, Reality, me. Oh no, I didn't play. I trained though with everybody so that I could cast and figure out how to play it. So I'm gonna show a fun clip of the
Yay!
Meadows here. This is our little roar. Here.
Guys, ready?
Yeah.
This is not Onward, right?
This is Onward. I'm just showing you.
Signature
But
murder call
their
outs.
name tags aren't supposed to be on top, I thought.
Well, because this
And
is
now they're growling. I don't know if anyone watching the stream has played with the Colettos, but they are very, very entertaining to play against. Where is it?
So yeah, so we do our murder and then roar. So it's really just like having fun. That's like, I really like. I just like adding that culture to it. So anyway, we're getting to the end here. Nava, what do you think? Tell us a little briefly about these 4 games here. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking all 4 of you are so awesome. I don't
Oh my
even
god, get
care.
out of here!
But no, really, I do want to ask a quick question. Does
Nope,
anybody else
out.
have?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, I know. I really want to just know if there's ever is there an opening for everybody, or is that just your thing, Vivian?
What?
Like how you do murder? Because I remember you guys were doing that when I was doing Facebook Spaces with.
Oh yeah, murder. It was just like something we said like before.
Murder.
Like it was like murder and then roar, and so like our hashtag would be like murder with 3 R's, 3 R's. So 6 R's all together. That's our trademark. But it was just really a funny thing to do, and I really like it, and it's always going to be my initiative to try to get more women playing, because I'm sure people are like, who cares, blah blah blah, whatever. I know that you guys fight me on it too, like, well, they have to be good at, you can't just make them play because they're girls. I'm like, no, guys suck too. We can all suck. We can all be terrible at this all at
The girls
once.
will get good eventually.
Yeah,
That's kind of one of
like
the barriers, though, of being like a woman and jumping into these sports, that you feel like you have to be sort of at a higher level than a guy would if they were just coming into it. It's okay if they suck. We have to be better.
Yeah, by the way, they all suck. They didn't take any tests to get in, so why do we?
And that's one of the things I really liked about our Hyperdash community, that we have a server for the ladies in Hyperdash, and occasionally we would just don the Amazon name tag and have our own little pub server. Yeah.
That's mine too.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. But and I wanted to briefly say about dragging people into the community and dragging them into play without getting paid. It honestly it's self-beneficial, because the more the game grows, the more the league grows, the better the league does, and the more I get to play. Like I love the league, and I love the people who put the work into it to make it happen, and the more people who join, the bigger this thing can be, and kind of they get to see their baby just grow to what they want it. I don't know.
She loves
I think
Dash
it's
League.
self-beneficial. I do, but I've also seen the people who built it.
No,
I've seen the people who built it, and I'm good friends with them, and I love the work and the effort they put into it, and I know how much they care about it, and I want to see it do well on their behalf. And
Is
my
that how
own,
you
because I
felt too,
enjoy it.
Vivian, with Onward?
what?
The same way? Like before they got sold to.
You want to know if I love? Yes, I do actually. I was talking to one of the devs. I was first of all, I messaged her and said like, oh, I was looking at Korean beauty products and totally thought of you, and because we were just laughing about that. And then I said, by the way, we're doing this episode, check it out. And she goes, oh yeah, destroy Pavlov, Onward so much better. So that was really her only objective, was to beat Pavlov. Which
Do you want me to say the thing that I'm supposed to tell you?
What?
So Yellow Hat, who is a great caster.
Yeah.
I asked him for clips.
Oh, okay.
And he said, because I said I had to defend Pavlov against Vale and Hyperdash and Onward, and he said, if you really want to rub it in, just say that 2 Pavlov teams made it to the finals of the Vale tournament, so we're clearly the best, better than Onward for sure. And if you really want to rub it in, say that one of the Pavlov teams beat the Onward team that was a 5-season champion in Vale, which was Globochem.
Oh.
So.
But
I didn't say it. It was Yellow Hat.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
She was texting Yellow Hat.
Okay.
Yellow Hat. Can
All
you
right.
type
But,
this real
I mean,
quick
that
so I can say it?
Vortex, right? Vortex played Vale, and I saw that. Congratulations. Yay.
yeah.
You beat Globo, which is fine. Everyone wants to be Globo, so good. Fine, whatever.
Someone had to. They've been winning every competition.
Yeah,
So
that's their thing.
one thing I have to say though from this that is really cool that I feel really inspired about is just now I really want to connect with more women in my community because we have a big community with Vale and
You do. You guys get great attendance for your cast and support. It's really cool.
yeah, but you know, it's not something that's like really happened yet, and I'd probably be the only person that would be
You should have a
be able to get it started. So I would love to. I would really love to.
We should
I mean, this is
murder.
You know what,
Yeah.
Cammy and Viv, you guys should cast one of their games in March for women in.
Oh yeah. I love casting games. I really enjoyed Hyper Dash. I mean, it was hard because I wanted to cast it because it was a Coletto's tournament, so we had to have a woman caster because, you know, represent. So I couldn't play, but I kind of was like, maybe Cammy wants to cast and she didn't really practice and or something like that. But I ended up casting Hyper Dash. Hyper Dash was really fun, and that is one game that I do jump in. It's a little hard, but I really only like to play with the people I know because I don't know.
It can be a bit of a learning curve, and yes, if you're getting absolutely mowed down by people who are better than you, it can be not so much fun. But even if you're I don't know. I got my butt whooped how many times when I hopped in.
Okay, she's really good though.
But okay, I didn't start out that way, and I got my butt whooped, and I learned, and I got better. But it's one of those things that now when I see people hop in as newbies, I want to be like, hey, you know, you can charge your pistols because that took me 3 months to learn. Nobody told me. That kind of thing. So you got to find the right people and that's why I always direct people to the Discord server because there are people there who will work with newbies. Yeah, there are people there who will absolutely blow through them, but there are people who will work with you, and it's because they have the same mindset. They want the community to grow.
This is sort of what we've been talking about in VR for a long time, is that VR has actually a very much larger audience than it sometimes appears to have, because we are all sort of segregated into these small little niche markets where, you know, I was saying this to someone the other day, it's like when I meet someone in real life that plays VR, I'm like, oh, we're friends. But it would be super rare. If I met someone on the street and they're like, yeah, I play Pavlov VR, I would be like meeting a unicorn. Because it's just...
wouldn't be your neighbor?
Okay.
Nada. We'll talk about this later.
Sorry.
Hating.
But I agree that we need some way, or maybe we need to sort of break down or find some way to communicate within those communities and not stick so closely to them. Because I know Vivian, you were talking about this a while ago too. Is that like it feels like, you know, you join the Discord for the game that you like, and then you join the Discord of the team that you like, and then you branch off and you form another Discord, and it's just more and more segmented. And you lose out on those connections, and especially when, you know, you don't have, let's say, a lot of women playing games, or, you know, you don't necessarily find your tribe when you're so isolated and segregated. And the game doesn't really matter as much as we're here to defend and, you know, put down Echo Arena or, I don't know, anybody else's game. The point is that there is room for all of the games, more than enough room. We can play all the games. But maybe as a community, we should also kind of be a bit closer together and not segregate just by which kind of gun shooter or FPS we like.
Oh man!
I really appreciate you dragging
everybody
together for this. Yeah, but also, yeah, I did. My friend did just convince me to buy Onward, so I'm about to try that out. I'm gonna step into another FPS and see how it goes.
All right.
You gotta tell me, because I've been playing it on the Quest, but I finally hooked up my index again, and it's been a while as I was moving around, and the first map I was like terrible. I was like, oh my god, why am I just running out there? You know better. And then the next one, I totally kicked ass and was like, yeah, but you know, I was quiet. I was under an alias. I didn't speak or anything. So I totally kicked ass. Awesome. Then the next one, I sucked again. So
I'm going to be the one running out there, definitely not quiet, because that's how I am in Hyper Dash, and it's a learned habit. So,
okay, so you're going to get us killed already. I can already tell.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to be on Cally's team.
No, you don't.
I do. I can tell your energy's great. You know what?
It's energetic for sure.
I love that though. How great is that we're all talking about something that's around gaming, and it's really inspirational, and you can be inspiring someone right now. You're inspiring me, all of you, you know.
Because you
So
want to
I
play.
think
Like I see your jersey. I see you. You're already trying to get in on the gaming stuff. Come on.
no, thank you. That's yours. That's your space. I like to be a part of it because
Nava's
Okay.
gonna be our
If-
cheerleader.
If anyone's wondering why Nava is here, first of all, she's a host of the
Why are you
show.
here?
But she also took over the Hive for a season so that I could focus on
I just
casting
follow
and
Vivian
playing
wherever she goes.
onward. So that's why she's here. But it looks like she likes all the games. I guess we all get
Wow.
participation trophies.
Participation trophies, yeah.
But I will say this:
Fine.
this Veil creatives is mind blowing, and I think it's
Yeah.
going to be the next Arcane. So if there's a stock that I can put some money in,
An
I
NFT?
would put it in them.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, well,
She's got some secrets. I know it. I know it. I could see the way that all that.
Yeah,
goes.
so just a few things
Ooh.
to start. We're a small studio, and it started off just me and my partner, and then a few devs that we brought on that we could afford because we were basically just, you know, working our day jobs and trying to make this game at night in our free time. But yeah, since the past year, we actually launched a equity crowdfunding campaign, which was successful. And since then, we've done several more. And we've, after that, we had wanted to potentially bring on a VC, but it just so happened every VC we talked to just wanted to push us into a corner and give us awful terms and just try to control our company. And we didn't want to do that. And also, their obsession was what our exit strategy was when you're going to sell to Facebook. And that's something we
Really?
don't want to do. So, just this last November, like we connected with this NFT artist person, and they were really obsessed with our project and they really saw a future in it. So they wanted to invest in us and help us launch an NFT campaign. And this is something I've had a lot of people approach us about NFTs the last year, and it became just like noise in my head. Like, I don't want to hear about NFTs anymore.
I know.
But it's obnoxious, and like, you know, I get like 20
It's just
DMs a day about it, and
it's just
I'm
a virtual
tired of it. But anyway, for us, we saw this as a chance to actually, you know, do something that we could do because essentially we already have a game that's working. It's like, you know, it's a game, it works. And basically doing this NFT thing was just something extra that would be really fun for the community. So what we ended up doing was these characters that we're calling Valians. They're essentially like
Ooh.
an in-game pet creature that you can adopt and you'll get to have it in your social armory. And at the same time, it's allowing us to remain independent, but also have the capital to finish developing our game and release it the way we want to release it on our terms. So
And everybody can change their profile pic on
to
Discord.
a cute Valiant, and they're
Valiant.
actually
I love it.
they're so cute. Like I honestly I want them all. I'm obsessed with them, but
Do we have a picture of it?
Yep, I just put it up. That's
we're watching the little trailer now.
I mean, you guys need to talk to Netflix. There's a whole story here. I feel like she's gonna launch that next week.
She is.
You know, they had a makeup artist. Because I of course was so obsessed with it that I looked into it. Because I'm normally not into all of that. I mean, yeah, I like Flash and whatever my son watches, but Arcane was very different.
I want to watch it. It's on my list.
Do you know that a makeup artist did the look of the avatars? Like helped with the look? I think that's so brilliant.
It's cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
so that's Aliens. But yeah, the auction is live right now. It ends tomorrow, but
What is it on OpenSea?
so it's on, if you have MetaMask, it's actually on, you can find it on metadrop.com, but you can view the auction on your MetaMask. So it's cool. There's like 6 factions and they're all different like creature types. And so you can bid on all of them actually. And yeah.
ValiantsNFT.com, right? Oh no, sorry, that's football.
Well, metadrop.com.
Metadrop.
All right. Well, I think that maybe we're all winners tonight.
You are all winners.
All right. Thank you, Nava.
I mean,
This
really,
is fun.
out here and playing and doing what you do, like that
You're
is
right.
so.
This is the problem when you have a non-competitive person
Honestly-
deciding the results of a competition, because all of us are like, no, name a
We all
fucking
win.
winner,
But-
Nava.
This is kind of just like, this is why women are better, because like this was supposed to be a debate. But,
That
like,
was
we're
the
all, like,
point. Discussing
we're just
it.
like
all right.
reasoning and like realizing that, you know, everyone has a point and it's valid, and you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Brene Brown way, everybody.
Vivian and
not
I,
always about winning.
Vivian and I will one day have a cast where we do the toxic version of this. Where
Oh,
it's
right.
Participation.
Okay. Any conversation between me and Cammy off screen is toxic as hell. So.
So not.
Yeah. No, it's
A
very
little
So
bit.
awesome. Everybody wants to be a part of the Vivian Cami show.
Sure.
sure.
Yeah. If you want to be roasted on your taste in basic guys, thanks, Cammy. So and get scolded. I was just look at her face. Okay, I'm totally kidding. All right, one last shout out for your title though. What do you want people to know about it? How can they join?
About Vale?
All of us. Yeah, let's do Vale
Oh,
first.
cool. Yeah, of course.
So, for
Me?
Vale, yeah.
Yeah, well, join our Discord. It's discord.gg/ValeVR.
And join the upcoming Kaleidos tournament that's totally happening.
When is it happening?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
plan
totally
it.
gonna happen. And Callie for Hyperdash.
I do not know the Discord. I don't even know how to get to a point on Discord where you find the address for the. Oh wait, okay. somebody just sent it to
you
me.
are Nava.
Dashleague.games is the website. If you go there, you can find somebody to get in touch with them.
Dashleague.gg, I think, right? Or games.games. I'm sorry.
Dashleague.games, yes. And what you want to know about it is it's a fantastic community and there's not blood. So, yeah. No, it's a lot of fun. It's fast paced. You can go at your own speed. You can play however much you want, whatever competitively level you want.
Okay. Well, there you go. And it's on Quest. Cammy?
Okay.
I'm gonna go non-competitive for this because I do like that we had a conversation or a really good debate where I feel like we all won. And it's safety week, so let's just be really nice to each other. I think that I really want to try Vale. I love that you're doing an NFT to raise funding and to keep control of your IP. I love that. Callie, I like Hyperdash a lot. I think that it was so much fun to play, and if I had more time, I would be in that league. Vivian.
What? You learned some things about Onward. You had some nice things
I
to
guess
say
sometimes
forward.
we all need a nap, and that's when you play Onward.
I mean, yeah,
couldn't do
because
it.
you kept dying, so I can see that.
It's true. It's true. I end up dying. I don't really end up alive for very long in Onward, so it's my own fault for not being good enough to play Onward. And in regards to Pavlov, I'm gonna just leave it on kind of a controversial note and just say free John Cletus.
Okay. If you know, you know. All right. Well, I guess I gotta close out for Onward. You can join Onward by playing in IVRL is a league that plays Onward, and VR Master League is a league that plays Onward. Or if you want to just join in and play on, there's crossplay on PC and Quest. Look me up and ask me to play, and you'll see that it's a good thing I play for fun, you know. So, but watch the cast. There's so many good games out there, and it is a really cool community. Do you want to say that we have? I think I was looking at the league numbers. I think in VRML it has like over 1,000 Onward active players. And just side note, Echo has over 3,000 active players in that league. Insane. So, we got to take them down a notch. But but try the games, and I really cannot recommend Hyperdash enough, just because it just plays so seamlessly across, and it's fun, and the community really just opened up and like took time to train us and showed us how, and it's really fun. So I'm gonna give a +1 for Hyperdash here, and I would say Veil because it looks cool, but I haven't tried it yet, but we will. So
I'm excited for that.
All right, well, thank you so much, and Nava, thanks for asking your questions and keeping us upbeat.
I have like 70 more.
And giving Vale some some that PR attention. I know you're gonna go tweet about it now. So
I can't. I didn't know that it was this was Vale.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Sure.
It's Bashir. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone in chat too.
Oh yeah.
We had quite a few commenters and supporters today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Catch us next week, every Thursday night. Well, next week I think we're bringing on some friends to put them on the casting spot. So shout out to the Outcasters for that one. And then next Wednesday, December 8th, is going to be Safety Week. We're Dash League will actually be there as well. All of the leagues will be joining in on panels, and we're going to be talking about safety and everyone's like best interest in getting VR sports up into a stadium and at LAN events, and everyone's making a lot of money. You know how it goes. But thank you so much for joining us, ladies. Thank you so much for coming in, giving us your time.
Wait.
What?
Can I say one last thing?
Maybe, probably.
Everybody needs to like this and subscribe to the channel.
Oh, no.
Because what Vivian and Cammie put the work in, you got to get that love. Don't be that friend that comes on and doesn't subscribe. So subscribe and then send to your family and tell them to subscribe too.
Yeah.
Just saying. Sorry.
Thanks for the interruption. I totally lost my thought now. But I did see in the chat here more clips. Yeah, we did. You know what? People always do this afterwards where like we ask for clips and then afterwards they're like, you didn't show any clips. I'm like, you didn't give us any. So yes, we want to show more of the game. We do want to highlight each of the games individually. So look out for casts coming out from actually all of these games because we like them all. So so if you're interested, just keep shouting out and making sure that you remind us that you want to see us casting these games. You want to see the Colettos playing. You want to see us talking about it. Happy to promote all of them. So thank you everyone for joining. Nava, thanks for not judging but being here, and all for the audience for watching.
The least judgmental judge.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you so much.
Happy Hanukkah.